should be interesting. Duff here, live in my lanai. I believe Hurricane Milton either just came on shore, I believe, in the Sarasota area. It's supposed to, I thought right around 8 o'clock. So Sarasota, it's moved, the forecast has moved south. I mean, it was supposed to be more towards Tampa. Sarasota is south of Tampa. So it has moved more our direction. You can hear the wind. I do have my back accordion lanai protection open somewhat. So I need to be able to take Elsa out to go to the bathroom at some point. But yeah, this is what outside bands of a hurricane sound like. You know, the wind is very distinct. Like when you're inside the house, it takes on like a howling sound. This isn't too howling yet, but the wind will probably intensify somewhat from here. But not horribly. I mean, I'm lucky that we will not receive nearly the impact that we could have. You know, up in Sarasota, Tampa, like we're not even getting any rain at this point because all the rain on this is on the east and the north of the hurricane. Down here where we are, there's really no rain at all going on right now. Spartacus is here. Hey, what's up, man? I've been in your thoughts. Stay safe. Thanks, man. Like I said, I think I'm in the clear. The biggest thing is you don't want to lose power, obviously. And the other thing that's a concern down here is storm surge, because even though we are south, there is still the potential for 5 to 8 feet of storm surge, and storm surge is bad. If you're near the coast, storm surge can be very, very destructive, as we've seen in the past. Like with Hurricane Ian, what that did to the Fort Myers area, Fort Myers Beach, it destroyed it, man, destroyed it. And it did a big, it had a very large impact in coastal Naples as well. There's a lot of damage in coastal Naples as well from Hurricane Ian. Where I'm at, storm surge is not an issue. I'm far enough inland, and even if rain did get this far, or not rain, but flooding, coastal flooding got in this far, which is very, very unlikely. My house sits at 18 feet above sea level. So that's short of an end of day scenario, my house is not going to flood. So, good thing. Drinking Cayman Jack. Yeah, I decided to stream because, to be quite honest, I'm a little bit bored. My office closed yesterday. My office is closed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so it's closed tomorrow as well. And I had all my hurricane stuff up yesterday. That was already done. So today, there wasn't much to do, and a lot of places were closed. Like I went to get my Dunkin' Donuts coffee this morning, closed. Couldn't even get my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. There were a few things open, but not very much. So, but I understand. People want to make sure that they're safe. Got some other people in here. Stay safe. Yes. You still have electricity? Yes, Ricky, I do. That's the biggest thing. Losing power is the biggest thing. Again, a nice thing about where I live now, as opposed to where I used to live before, is the power lines here are all subterranean. They're all buried for that very reason, to make them more resilient to storms, to high winds. They're buried, so you can't really affect them with wind. The wind you can hear, I don't know, how much can you guys hear of this background wind? Because I know the phone sometimes will isolate sounds, and you might not be able to hear the background that well. I don't know. You have to let me know. I'm not sure what the sound sounds like. That sounds strong, right? Sounds strong. At least to me. It's so hard for me to read from here. I gotta move closer. Okay. Harold Rushton, wishing you the best. Thank you. Spartacus, happy to hear that. Yeah, me too. You know how to swim. Yes, Ricky, I do know how to swim. I used to do triathlons a little bit, so I do know how to swim. Patrick MacLeod, is this AI? Well, you never know. You never know. This could be the computer-generated version of myself. And I'm just acting like I'm okay. My lanai, wow, it's really well lit, isn't it? I usually when I'm out here, I don't have this overhead light. I'm right underneath my ceiling fan. This whole area is like lit up really, really well. Never done it this way. Senator Perry, it's here, channel number. Sounds like a TV that is on with no channel, the static of it. Okay, so you can hear this, you can hear the wind. Okay, cool. Cool. Spargus, sounds like you're on the beach with that wind. Mm-hmm. And Patrick can hear the background as well. Yeah, so far damage-wise here, I wouldn't call it significant damage. I have a bunch of branches from my oak trees that are down. My fence, a couple of the slats on my fence are blown off, but that's because it's kind of old and not that secured, not that well secured in the first place, so I'll have to fix that, but that's nothing big. Good day for a wheel waterproofing test, says Crashy Ride. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but it stopped raining. It stopped raining this afternoon. It hasn't really been raining. And riding in gusty winds, nah, that's not, I don't know, not smart, especially considering the crash I had 2 weeks ago. Speaking of crash, here's my elbow. It's looking better, right? Definitely looking better than it was. Went through a little bit of a gross stage, but it's getting less gross, thankfully. Plan to take the patent out in the hurricane. You're a legend. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I could, like I haven't ridden since the crash, and it's not because I'm scared. It's because putting elbow pads on this elbow would be problematic. That might change tomorrow. I think I might try to take it out tomorrow, but we'll see. Sensei's here. What's up, man? Stay safe, buddy. Thanks, man. Thank you. I am safe. I feel very safe right now. I'm very secure. Also been very bored. Very bored. Let's see, what did I do today? I tried to repair the Master. Do the rest of the things I had to do with the Master, like I got the parts from E-Wheels, but I was missing the light assembly on my Master. Had the beeper attached to the back of the light assembly. The one I got from E-Wheels was just a bare light, didn't have a beeper. And then also the two long bolts that go through the rubber seat on the top that attach, that one, that attach to the top of the headlight, those were all bent, and I didn't have replacements for those either. So E-Wheels is going to be sending me those as well. Listen to that wind, baby. Listen to that wind. So yeah, I tried to do that. I just got done making a video for Raycon earbuds. Raycon sent me some earbuds to do a promotional video on, which I just finished. They are surprisingly good. They're very good for the money. I think they're very, very good actually. I might like them more than my AirPods actually. So a lot of cross greetings going on. Oh, Sensei, you bought a Master V4. Cool, dude. Nice. Good. Just watch out for that tube. Where'd you buy it from? Did you buy? Oh, you almost bought it. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, it's hard for me to read because the text is very small in this format when you're streaming from the phone. You almost bought one. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. Those who didn't see the video, the migration to a tubeless design with the TNT tire that's on the Sherman L, at least so far, seems to be a success. I haven't ridden it yet, but it went on well. It's sealed well, and I don't know. We'll see. There's some people that are concerned that because the Master V4 rim with the C38 motor is not technically a tubeless. It's not tubeless compatible. That the tire might not stay on there well. So I'll find out. I'll do some testing. Cliff. What's up, Cliff? The wind sounds like ocean waves. Yeah, it does. blowing. It's definitely blowing harder than it was earlier. Definitely. Crashy ride. I'm worried about the tube in my Blitz. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of people that said, oh, well, your tire pressure was too low, so it allowed the tube to shift and stuff. But, I was just doing open road riding. I wasn't doing anything that would stress the tube. And there was, several months ago, there was a lot of people reporting tube failures on their Begode stock tubes. And I think they all have been this scenario with the valve stem ripping out. So, I don't know. The Blitz is tubeless compatible, so you could definitely convert it to tubeless if you wanted to. Let me make sure this one door is locked closed. Hold on. A lot of stuff moving around back there. A lot of stuff moving around. Big O rider, so riding it out. Yeah, I've ridden out every hurricane, Big O. I've ridden out every hurricane that I've experienced since I've been in Florida, and I've been in Florida since 2000. I've been through, I don't know how many, half a dozen, 7, 8, I'm not quite sure. But I've ridden out every one. The worst one for me, this was at the old house, was Hurricane Irma. What the hell was that? What was that? You guys see what that was? Was that the... Everything's fine. I think everything's fine. It's just when it blows like that, you're gonna hear noises. Let me move you a little closer, maybe that'll help me a little bit read these things. Okay, that's better. Oh, but anyways, I was saying that the worst hurricane for me was Hurricane Irma when I was still out in the Estates, where the eye wall, we were basically right on the edge of the eye wall, and we had legit like 130 mile an hour winds going through. And that was the hurricane where I was so worried about losing the chicken coop, and I strapped the chicken coop down over the roof. I put all this reinforcement on the floor because that chicken coop was only rated for like 70 miles an hour winds, and it survived 130. So yeah, that one was bad. Can we see anything of the hurricane out of the peephole? Well, no, here, hold on. I can move you because you're on my phone. If you would like to see more. I am charging it right now, but let's go. Here we go. First-hand view. I'll even take you outside. That's how brave I am. Or stupid. But you can see the ground isn't even wet. The ground is not wet. I have no rain right now. This big oak tree, you know, it's huge, it's near the house, but it's also so big that it would take a bomb to move that thing. So I'm not worried about the oak tree. But yeah, it's gusty winds. Like right now, it's quiet, but then 10 seconds later, you'll have a huge gust that comes through. Let's go back in here. Like that. See what I mean? just don't want the screen door blowing back and forth, ripping off. That would suck. That would definitely suck. All right, let me plug you back in. Has anyone else noticed that since iOS 18 came out, your phone just like burns through battery like crazy? I heard that they're aware of it and they're going to be fixing it, but it's not fixed yet. My phone, I have a iPhone 14 Max Pro. It consumes battery, I swear to God, at least double the rate that it used to. It's crazy. Cliff Woods, the Chinese rubber is not the best from what I have heard. Oh, the rubber in the tube, yeah. Growing old and having fun. You guys see Lieutenant Dan going to ride it out in a 25-foot sailboat. People are placing bets on whether he lives or dies. No, I didn't know that. Oh, Cliff said the white curtain moved? Okay. Those are my accordion shutters. Dale's here. What's up, buddy? I guess they don't have hurricanes in Australia, do they, Dale? Or tsunamis, or whatever you would call it. Spartacus says the thing making the noise with their shutters to your left. Yeah, I guess you can see them. I cannot. Just happened to see this. Good luck by a random name. Yeah. So anyways, now what else was I saying? Oh, about the prior hurricanes. Yeah. That's another thing that's nice about where I live now. Where I used to live, hurricane prep was such a pain in the ass. I had almost 3 acres of land, all kinds of stuff outside. So you had to get everything that was potentially able to be blown around either into the garage or into the sheds. And that was a long process. And then to make it even more miserable, I did not have normal hurricane shutters. I had plywood that was cut to size, and it was heavy as hell. I mean, it was so tedious to freaking lug that stuff. It was up in the shed, or back in the shed. I had to lug it up to the house, and it sucked. The whole thing was miserable. It sucked, and I hated it. And that property used to flood like crazy. So usually after a hurricane, it would be like my house was in the middle of a moat. Everything would be underwater. The front yard, the backyard would be totally underwater. I remember there was times where I have video of my backyard and the hurricane winds whipping it. It looked like I was on the ocean. I had like white caps in my backyard. It was ridiculous. You know, some spots I had over a foot of water in the backyard. It's crazy. So I don't have any of those situations now. The hurricane shutters I have now, I can store in a space not much wider than this chair in the garage. They just all stack together, take up very little space. I have these accordion shutters here, and I have the roll down shutter in the front, up by the front door, and I did the whole thing in an hour, and it was not hard. I'm lucky. Cheetah M, stay safe, Duff. We still need to get a good V13 ride, and yeah. Yeah, I was talking about doing one. I was gonna. Actually, when I went out on the Master V4 the day I crashed, I was talking about going out and doing that ride in the V13 prior to crashing. Now I don't know that I'll be doing that. I'm not quite sure. Peter Brown. Hey man, hey, what's up, Peter Brown? How you doing? Cliff says, I wonder how those solar panels will hold up at your old place. They were built like tanks. I mean, when I saw them pour those dig and pour the footer holes for the frame for those solar panels, massive. I mean, it was built to code, hurricane rated to God knows what, but I am 99% sure that they are fine, and they've been fine because they were really installed in a heavy-duty manner for sure. Dale says, nah, we have cyclones too. Okay, Dale's got to get back to work. Stay safe. All right, man. Get back to work. appreciate you stopping in. You know who I haven't seen in here is Leo from Brazil. Yeah, he's normally here. Melt, what is this wind speed? Wind gust, humidity. Well, humidity, I don't know. Wind speed, I've been watching, there's a website that I got turned on to called windy.com, and they have an app as well. And if you are a data nerd, it has so much data, it's unbelievable. But it gives extremely accurate forecasts of wind speed, wind direction at certain times of day. And from what I saw, what it was predicting, that sounded pretty fast, right? But anyways, it wasn't predicting any gusts over 50 miles an hour here. It was showing sustained winds in the 30s with gusts just under 50. So, and that's only for like a couple hour time period. And after that, it should be much more manageable. Now in the Sarasota area, who knows? I know the hurricane was weakening as it was approaching. Some said it ran into some dry air. Some said it was experiencing some wind shear, which will weaken it. And the last time I heard, it was like 130 miles an hour prior to it hitting land. I'm not sure what it came ashore as, but whatever it comes ashore as, it's going to suck. And the associated tidal surge is what really is the potentially damaging thing, because they're talking about a surge of up to 15 feet in certain areas, and that's the kind that really does damage. So hopefully that isn't the case, but you never know. When Ian came through here, it was high surge, it moved slow, and it also correlated with a high tide. So it was like a worst case scenario. I mean, just that was horrible. Cheetah, up in Tampa, we are seeing around 110 miles. Oh, so you're in Tampa, Cheetah? Okay. Wind speed, tornadoes. Yeah, well, there's a lot of tornado warnings here today. Actually, there was one here right around a little before lunch. There was a tornado warning in this vicinity. I was okay. That's actually when I decided. I had these panels all the way open, and once I saw that, then I decided to close the panels. Because tornadoes are not fun. But I did not actually have a tornado in my vicinity, thank goodness. Oh, Simon's here. G'day. What's up, Simon? Just hanging out here while Hurricane is about probably roughly. I'm trying to think. Sarasota's over 100 miles from me. 125, I'm not sure. Probably between 100 and 125 miles north of me. So, yeah, that is not fun. I've experienced a couple hurricanes where it was a direct hit on Naples, and that is not fun. Yeah, 110. I remember one time, I think Charlie. Was it Charlie or another one? It was that year that we had 5 hurricanes. But that was around 110 or so, I believe. Still a lot. There's nothing quite like the sound of legit hurricane winds hitting your house. When I rode out Irma with the house all boarded up, I mean, just the howling wind. I mean, it's pretty terrifying. It really is. And it's a sound that you don't forget. I will not forget that sound. Hunker down and stay safe, mate. Yeah, I am. At this point, it's just a wind event here, and it's not a horrible high wind event here. Even though it does sound, some of the gusts do sound a little scary, but all things considered, it could be much, 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 much worse. Simon was in a hurricane once. It was freaking terrifying. Yeah, it can be. And to me, it's more the sound than anything. I mean, of course, if you're in an area that has a tidal surge, yeah, it's kind of terrifying to have a wall of water coming in. That would be terrifying too. But this one doesn't feel quite so terrifying, luckily. Although it will be terrifying to try to get Elsa to go to the bathroom before bed. That won't be fun, but we'll figure it out. Let's see. Just got a text. Someone asking if my power is still on. Yes, it is. It is still on. Yeah, that would be the biggest. That would be the biggest negative if we lost power, because I already said how I was bored today. If I lose power, I'm going to be really bored. Although if the weather tomorrow is decent, then I'll just go out and ride or do something else. Ooh, right there's a flicker. You see that? Right there was a flicker. It would be interesting if you lost power while I was streaming. Interesting meaning suck, basically. What we got here? Simon, I was saying hi to Spartacus. Stan, those are nifty shutters. Yeah, they are. They should be for the cost. They were very expensive, but it was not. It's nice because it allows me to seal off this whole area instead of having to. I have two very large sliders here, so trying to seal those off would have been a pain in the ass and expensive. And this is a way just to block off the whole area, and no bubbles, no troubles. So even though I didn't like spending the money, now I'm glad that I did, because it makes my life easier. It's comforting unless the water is in your house ruining everything. Yeah, I know. Luckily, I've never had that situation. I've never had water flood a property I own. Very destructive when it does. Like one of my good buddies, one of my workout buddies actually, during Ian, his house was flooded. He lived on like a canal, and I think he had 2 feet of water in his house. And yeah, I mean, talk about disrupting your life. He had to move out and like live in a rental for I think over a year while his house was fixed. Very, very disruptive to your life. Luckily, where I live, it's not. The chance of my property flooding are next to nothing. But even though I do still have to carry flood insurance on my property, because technically I'm in a flood zone according to FEMA, so I have to get flood insurance. So I have my homeowner's insurance and I have flood insurance as well. Stephen Kanika, hey, Simon Duff should visit Australia after he goes to China, as Australia is only 3 hours away. Yeah, Marty was talking to me about, well, if you saw the last live stream, he was trying to convince me to go to China. I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't know. I don't think I am. Even though I think it is, like Marty described, a once-in-a-lifetime trip, I don't think I'm going to do it. Not at this point in time. Simon says, I should come to Australia. Getting nice and sunny now. Yeah, sure. I'm sure I'd love Australia. Should we crowdfund or old-fashioned abduct him? I don't think either is necessary. You have cheap accommodations. Stephen has cheap accommodations in your cellar. Nice. Like what, it puts the lotion on its skin kind of accommodations? Great. All right, one Cayman Jack down. So you're not bored. I'll bring you with me, I guess. All right, let's go. I can see I did bring in my Chase lounges that I never use. And Elsa's hiding somewhere. House is a little bit messy, so please excuse it. Got my master over there, I got my dishwasher there, which I need to run. I got my fridge that has buy protein drinks and Cayman Jack primarily. Those are my basic food groups. Close that. All right. Yeah, I think Elsa's in my office. And we'll go back outside. I have I have a full bottle of tequila in my cabinet that I keep threatening to drink, and I haven't. It's actually, it was one of the leftovers from my ex that lived here for a period of time, not a very long period of time, but she left it here, inadvertently, I guess, and I haven't drank it. I'm not sure when I'm going to, but I probably should at some point. Simon, or else he gets the hose again, right? Well, you could try to stay for free all over Australia. Sure, yeah, sure. Reduced gravity. Why do you think there aren't any U.S. manufacturers of EUCs like One Wheel? Expense, cost, challenges in profitability, I would guess. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that'd be involved in launching an EUC company. Speaking of EUC companies, what do you guys think of NOSFET? As far as I know, it's like a deal between Jack from Electric Dreams, and like somehow Libra Kim is involved. Like I know Libra Kim parts are part of the wheel. I saw like the announcement video. I mean, it looked very veteran-like, the wheel, with some tweaks, and the suspension is different. But yeah, I don't really know what to think about that whole situation with NOSFET. Would like to have an American-based company. There's been multiple people that have said they were going to do that over the years, and it just doesn't pan out. You would think someone would take a good whack at it, but you have to have a lot of money to do that, and you have to have a lot of money that you're okay with losing up front until you would come anywhere close to spinning a profit. And the truth is, EUCs are a niche market. I don't think there's enough of them to entice someone to start that kind of business. But that's just my opinion. So now, like I said, I have tomorrow off as well. So I'm already concerned about what I'm going to do tomorrow, especially if some things are not open again. I don't want to be sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I mean, it's dumb because there are tons of things I can do. Maybe I'm just having, I don't know. I feel lazy, and I don't like feeling lazy. Kind of messes with me mentally. And I'm sleeping like this morning. I stayed in bed until 8:30. Never happens. Never. But I turned off my work alarm and I stayed in bed till 8:30. So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't really know. I mean, I can just attribute it to old age like everything else, I guess. Usually when I don't have an excuse for something, I just attribute it to old age. Spartacus, in regards to NOSFET, might be a way for Libra Kim to knock off Begode wheels, like Extreme Bull does for Begode. Well, that would be funny, right? Yeah, but does it look like a knockoff to you? I don't know. Like, were there any specs announced, like the voltage of that wheel, or battery, or motor, or anything? I mean, I saw the suspension is weird. Instead of it's a shock and linkage setup, but it's more inboard. It's not sticking out the back as much as Begode wheels. So I'm really curious how it all works. But yeah, the ship between Libra Kim and Begode is just next level. The amount of intellectual property theft that goes on. But it has been primarily all one way. It's been Begode / Extreme Bull ripping off Libra Kim forever. because obviously Begode or Extreme Bull has people inside of Libra Kim that are feeding them all kinds of information. G Lash, are you going to go to Rogers Southern California EUC tour? No, I am not. That's supposed to be next week, right? Or does it start this weekend? No, I'm not. I have a process at work that I have to, which actually is kind of getting delayed, and I'm having a time crunch with it because of the hurricane, because of us being closed for 3 days. So no, that has to happen. So I'm going to get that done. And but no, I'm not going out there. I'm not. I mean, it's 8 days or whatever. Isn't it 8 days if you do everything? No, I can't. My life has been kind of tumultuous, I would say. It's the last, let's see, going on 4 months, my life's been a little tumultuous, I would say. And I just need to kind of, I need to reestablish my foundation and move forward from there. But there's a chance I'll get out to California before the year ends, but not next week. That's for sure. Not next week. Spartacus, I guess they would also build them better. Who would? Libra Kim? Yeah, I would think so. I watched Wrong Way's review of the Sherman L today. Did do that, and he had pretty much overwhelmingly positive things to say about it. A few negatives, but nothing significant. So yeah, he's a Sherman L fan. I haven't heard anyone that is not a Sherman L fan, to be quite honest. Anyone that's ridden one for any period of time seems to be impressed with it. Am I still going to get a Sherman L? Maybe, probably. I don't know. Again, part of me reestablishing my foundation is I've been trying to be a little less impulsive with some of my buying decisions. Because I've had issues with that, long running issues with that. And now that wheels are $4,000 plus, it's more of an issue, right? You just can't buy whatever you want, unless you're Marty. So yeah, I am in the process of trying to sell my Sherman S. The person that's buying it sent me a deposit, and I'm just holding the wheel, and he's going to send me the rest of the money, and then I'm going to send it to him. But it's going to probably take a couple weeks or more until that whole transaction is completed. But even when that transaction is completed, I don't know that I want to run out and buy a Sherman L right away. It's not like I need the wheel. I mean, what I have in my stable is fine. But I do like the wheel a lot. Spartacus, I guess they would also build them better. Did I already comment, or did I ever? I'm not drunk, obviously, because this is only my second King Giant. Melt stuff. You've been in shock from near-death experience. Well, yeah. And that's part of, I guess that can be part of my tumultuous 4 months. Yeah, it's kind of a cherry on top. It definitely did affect me, and still, and I think it'll always be in my head. I mean, it's a weird thing, knowing that you are basically lucky that you, at the very least, that you're not in a hospital with serious injuries or dead. Because when the more I looked at that footage and went frame by frame, it seems nearly impossible that I walked out of there. It really does. So yeah, I was very, very fortunate. And I posted a picture on Instagram yesterday that I still have those shorts that I was wearing from the ride, even though they're torn to shit. I was wearing them yesterday when I was doing stuff around the house. And yeah, I kept on, I held on to them as well as my shirt. Because like some people said, oh man, that's unlucky. That shirt is very unlucky because it said blood makes the grass grow, right? Because it seemed very ironic. I was wearing that shirt when I crashed. But I'm kind of turning that frown upside down and saying, well, I don't know, maybe it's my lucky shirt. Maybe those are my lucky shorts because I'm still here. I'm still here talking to you guys. So yeah, it was a very I don't know. It was a what's the right word for it? It was a I don't know. It was a marker in my timeline of life. Like I wondered like if my life is going to be broken into segments now where it's like before crash and after crash. Like what happens after the crash? I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know. Hopefully good things. You guys can see better than me what's going on. I assume it's just the accordion just getting pushed back and forth. Reduced gravity. Do you see Wrong Way's review of the L? Yeah, I just talked about that. Yes, I did. Probably within the last 2 hours, I saw that. Yeah, it seemed very positive. One of his biggest negatives is one of my biggest negatives is the price. The price is too much. It's too much money. But he loved the range. I think he got 160 kilometers on his range test. Not riding slow, so that's great. Yeah. Spartacus agrees that those are lucky shorts and shirt. Yeah, that's the way to look at it, right? That's the way to look at it. I'm just curious if I do this. Hold on, let's see how different the light looks if I do this. Oh yeah. I don't know. Is it better if you can see me? I guess. Probably better if you can see me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. So we're now at 9:09. So the other nice thing about living here where I live is where I lived before, if you lost power, we lost water. I could no longer run water. You couldn't take a shower. You couldn't flush a toilet because I had a well and septic out there in the estates. So to run well equipment, you need power. Here, since I'm on municipal water and sewer, I will continue to have water and sewer regardless of if I have power or not. So that's kind of exciting. Even though I've never really taken advantage of that. Are we charging or not right now? I don't think we're charging. Hold on. Looks like we're not charging. Thanks to iOS 18, I need to make sure that we are always charging. No, we're not. Let's try again. Now we are charging. Just woke up my battery bank. So all right. So what else? What else can I blabber on about? I'm usually so good at blabbering about things when I'm by myself. When I'm in the company of others, I'm not so good at it. But Ricky V12, did you hear about the new Begode X-Way? Yes, I did. They have a 134 and 168 volt version. It has a bigger battery than the Blitz. It looks Blitz-like, although it has the normal Begode display instead of the one that's up in the handle, which is stupid on the Blitz. But it doesn't have the lightness that the Blitz has. That's one of the selling points of the Blitz is it's only I think 78 pounds, something like that. These are heavier. These are heavier wheels, but they have bigger batteries as well. But they look very much like the Blitz. And of course, people are all, Begode's release schedule is, I don't know, it's crazy, right? you know, they promoted the Blitz forever, and then they release a wheel that's basically like, hey, here's a better Blitz. The Blitz was just released within the last month or so. It's kind of crazy the way they cannibalize their own wheels at times. Yeah, the Blitz. The Blitz might be a better wheel for racing, but for broad sales, something with more range and a 168 version of it, 168 volt version of it, is going to appeal to the masses more. So they're kind of screwing their Blitz sales. So I don't know. I heard something. Did you guys see? I don't remember what forum or what Facebook group it was. Someone was complaining about e-wheels and their exclusive deals to sell certain wheels. Have you guys heard about that or saw that? It's getting windy again, if you haven't noticed. Oh, I did notice that 15 people actually did hit the like button already. Thank you. If you don't mind, take a second to hit the like button. That will help visibility in the stream. It's free. It's easy to do. It's very quick. So yeah, if you can, hit the like button. Be appreciated. So let's see. Last night, what was I going to say? Oh, last night I went out to dinner at this place where I go pretty regularly. I know the bartender there. She's very nice. You know, she's the type that knows your drink. She knows what you normally eat, and she just gets it for you. And she asked me to if I could give her a ride back to her place after work, because she lives close to the water, and she was concerned because she was concerned about storm surge primarily. So her and her boyfriend actually took their vehicles and took them inland to Golden Gate City and left them there, so she didn't have a way to get home. So I took her back, and then I got to drive right along Gulf Shore Boulevard, and there was flooding there earlier in the day, and there was still some standing water there, but it wasn't too bad. But I am curious if they've gotten any storm surge from this or not. Because even with Helene, that was 2 weeks ago, which again was relatively far away from us, they got enough storm surge to push a couple feet of sand up into the parking areas for the beach. I mean, it was more than I expected when I saw some of those pictures. I mean, literally like 2 to 3 feet of sand on the road just from Helene. So hopefully it's not that bad this time, but I don't know. I just don't know. All right, guys. Well, if you don't come up with many more questions, I'm gonna just drink my Cayman Jack and enjoy myself. As the wind kicks up. I'm trying to think what up my nose. I'm trying to think what else of significance can I talk about. There's significant things I can't talk about. I'm trying to think of what significant things I can talk about. I don't know. They're escaping me at this time. Is the gentleman that was, who was that was in Tampa? Are you still there? I'm curious if, hold on. I wonder if this is going to stop the stream. If it is, I'll be right back. Hold on. I don't know if that did. If it paused it or not, but I think I'm back. Yes, I am. I'm definitely back. Evidently, you can reply to text and live stream at the same time. So let's see. Should I ride tomorrow or should I not? I probably should. And then the question is, what should I ride? Do I ride tomorrow? Should I ride the Patton or should I ride the B13? Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't think I'm freaked out about riding tubed tires, even though that the tube failed on the Master V4. I'm going to attribute that to the likelihood of it just being one of those bad tubes from Begode, because all my other wheels are tubed. My Patton is, my V13 is, and my Sherman S is. So I'm not that worried about it. The Sherman, excuse me, the Sherman L comes tubeless. That's one of the things that Wrongway talked about, was the tubeless setup on the Sherman L. And the Sherman L that he was reviewing has the same tubeless valve that I have. It looks the same, so I guess I was sent a Sherman L tubeless valve as well. But a tubeless tire should have less of a probability or likelihood to do what happened to me when I crashed. You know, where a valve rips off. Like, of course, a tubeless tire can have a puncture and it would lose air. It could have like a laceration, like a severe cut for some reason, and that would make it lose air rapidly. But the odds of that happening are much less likely. So I will take less likely. But even though I am going tubeless, I am hesitant, more hesitant to ride in those situations where I'm riding with 3 lanes of traffic in a 3-foot bike lane, maybe 4-foot bike lane, because there are opportunities for bad things to happen, obviously, which I demonstrated, which I always knew were there, but I think just because I've gone so long without anything like that happening, that I don't know, you kind of put it out of your mind and you don't really think about it. So, but now I'm thinking about it, obviously. I am obviously thinking about it. Reduced gravity, what do you think about the E25? Seems to have a love it or hate it design. Are you talking about the E20? The Inmotion wheel with the dual wheel? If Dale was still here, he would tell you how much he hates it. Marty hates it. I don't hate it. It's fine. The price is right. I think it has the potential to maybe introduce more people into electric unicycles, which I think is a positive thing. Obviously, riding a device that has 2 tires instead of 1 does not accurately simulate what's required to ride an EUC, but it could produce enough interest that somebody would pursue it. So to me, it's a good thing. To me, I don't really see the downside of it. Marty and Dale seem almost repulsed by the idea of the E20, but I do not. I was offered to have one sent to me for free by Inmotion to review. They had all kinds of stipulations on the review, and they basically wanted to provide me the template of how it should go, and be able to review it before I publish it. You know, presumably to change it if they wanted to, and I turned that down. But that being said, I still think that it's possible to, or I think its idea is a good thing overall to help promote the adoption of more people into the hobby. Reduced Gravity says, I'm a big fan of these lighter wheels for the like the Falcon. Okay. Yeah, the Falcon's cool. I've talked about it. I've ridden it. I rode it briefly out in California. It's cool. I don't have a desire for one, but yeah. Because a lot of people don't need massive range, or they don't need massive power or torque. Even though that's what gets all the attention, right? Like, it's all the attention. But a lot of people don't need that. The silent majority, So no, I get it. Simon, ride something waterproof. Well, the V13 is pretty water resistant. I've already proven that the Patton is very water resistant when I rode it in that tropical storm before. because it got absolutely drenched with no negative side effects. The Master V4 I would not ride in conditions like that. When I was working on today, I had to take the cover off the control board area, and it is not sealed well. I would not feel confident riding that in a lot of wet conditions. The Master. Reduced gravity. No, it's a new. The E25. It's a new design wheel. The E25 isn't out yet. The design looks like it's out of the. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that was called the E25. The thing that looks like a suitcase, right? That's supposed to be kind of like a competitor for the Falcon. A very small Inmotion wheel with suspension. Okay, I assume that's what you're talking about. Yes, I did see pictures of that. No, I don't know any details about it. I don't know the price. I don't know when it's supposed to be available. I don't know anything else about it. So if you know more, fill me in. Spartacus, a review template. LOL sounds like a great way to review. Yeah, and I mean, I'm trying to think. If they sent wheels to other people, well, remember Tommy was saying that they are supposed to send him one, and they sent him all those requirements because you have to sign off on it. Like, you agree to this stuff, and he has not agreed to it yet. So I don't know if he's going to eventually. But anyone that was sent one of those, they basically supposedly had to agree to those stipulations. Spartacus, here's a wheel, and we included a review. Just put your face on it. Yeah, basically, right? That's not right. Simon, did you see that teaser video from NOSFET? Looks good. Yeah, I talked about that, I think, prior to you coming on, Simon. It does look good. It looks very veteran-esque, except for the difference in the suspension. I would love more details about it. I don't know timeline. I don't know price. Battery, voltage level. I don't know any of that stuff. It looks fine. I'm more interested in the background. Like, how did that all come to be? Like, how did Electric Dreams Jack get involved in that? Because, I mean, he's still a relatively young guy. It's not like he's a venture capitalist. It's not like he has tons of money to start an EUC company. So I'm kind of curious how that all is working. Oh, and didn't they say Kuji? Because I know Jack and Kuji hang out. I think they said Kuji is going to, like, review the wheel or something. So, I mean, that'll be nice, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there, Simon. I mean, if it's a good wheel, sure. Competition hopefully makes everybody better. I'm just a little skeptical about how they're going to be able to pull that off. It does not sound like an easy task to start a new wheel company, and what that relationship is between Libra Kim and NOSFET. Someone earlier suggested it could be something similar to Begode and Extreme Bull, where an Extreme Bull is basically like a reskinned Begode in many ways. Except for the suspension, right? Because the Extreme Bulls do have that mid-mount suspension, most of them. So I'm almost done here. Okay, good. Because I think I've almost hit an hour, and I think that's probably about all I can do. Because I'm feeling unmotivated, just like all day. I feel unmotivated. It's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling at all. So, all right, guys, I feel lucky that I'm still have power. That's a great thing. Still have power. Still have all the conveniences, modern day conveniences, which is always a good thing. If I did lose power, I did bring one of my generators from the old house. I do have a generator. I do have a small window unit, AC unit, so I could like cool a bedroom or something if I had to. But hopefully it does not come to that. That would be less than ideal. All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna head out of here. I appreciate you stopping in. That's all I have for now. And if something interesting happens, I'll post it. I posted stuff on Instagram. If anything anything interesting happens, anything significant happens, I'll be sure to let you know. But I'm hoping that we are pretty much in the clear on this one. So hopefully that is the way it remains. So thanks, guys. I will talk to you later. Duff me now. And